feel it now. It's all around me, a silent voice I can't deny. A mother's arms, how they surround me. They sing the beauty of my life.
It will last forever. It will never fade away. Never cause me pain. This love, this love.
I close my eyes. It takes me over. A memory deep down in my soul, and safe from harm to be beside you. A light will shine upon the world.
It will last forever.
Om Shanti. Question: what is the easy means of service, the easy means of effort that attracts everyone? Answer: a cheerful face. Those who are always cheerful automatically attracts everyone and easily become instruments for service. Cheerfulness is a sign of happiness. Seeing a happy face, others will automatically ask what you have attained or what you have found. Therefore, always maintain the happiness of what you were and what you have become, and service will continue to take place through this. Easy means of service, an easy means of effort that attracts everyone. So Baba says, what is the easy means? A cheerful face, cheerfulness. Baba says it's a sign of happiness. So if there is a happiness inside, person will be cheerful outside. So cheerfulness is just the result of internal happiness. Unless and until this is present, this cannot happen. If cheerfulness is present without happiness, then that's a show off, or it's a fake cheerfulness. People try to show that they are happy whilst they are unhappy. There is a deep sadness within, and in order to cover that sadness, they put on a happy face. But this is a deception. Sadness is an habit. Sadness is a habit. So happiness can also be made a habit. Just as sadness is cultivated, happiness can also be cultivated as an habit. So Baba says, cheerfulness is something that does automatic service. But for cheerfulness to come, what should come is happiness. There is a philosophy, or psychologists call it hedonic treadmill. There is something known as hedonic treadmill. Treadmill. What is hedonic treadmill? The theory says that anything which gives you happiness now soon turns into unhappiness. You win a lottery. So now the result has shown that person who has won the lottery, after some time, he is again the same unhappy person as he was before. No, here he did not have money. Here he has money. But after some time, with that money, he is in the same miserable state as he was before. So hedonic treadmill says that if there is a desire unfulfilled, you are miserable. Here, the desire gets fulfilled, but the misery still remains. So the ultimate result is the same. Whether the desire remains unfulfilled or the desire gets fulfilled, you are unhappy. Here you don't have any friends. You desire for friends, you get friends, but still, after some time, you are same. Now you don't have an house. You are living in a rented house. After some time, you get your own house. But after staying in that house for some time, you are again the same miserable as you were before. So it says that the desires are never causing us happiness. They remain unfulfilled. Once you achieve the object of desire, you again become miserable. You want something, you get it. After getting that, a new want arises. A new desire arises. So that new desire keeps you unhappy all the time. This phenomenon is known as hedonic treadmill. If you just look at your life and think, what I don't have, you strive for it, you get it. You become happy. But every happiness is a transitory phase. Soon it is followed by unhappiness, a frustration, a feeling of sadness. So, there are different levels of what we call happiness. First is pleasure, second is happiness, third is joy or bliss, and fourth is rapture or ecstasy. What is pleasure? Physical. You want to eat something delicious. You eat. You feel pleasure. That's known as lowest. You see something beautiful. You enjoy it. You hear some sweet music. You like it. So this is the lowest level, lowest rung of the ladder. Pleasure. Pleasure is related to sensory things, material things, senses. You touch something, it's pleasant feeling. You love it. So the lowest is pleasure. You move away from pleasure up and then you reach happiness. The first level is pleasure. The second level is happiness. Happiness is something more than pleasure. You do something for somebody, you feel happy. Here, pleasure is related to senses. Happiness is more related to emotions. Even intellectual. So you do something for somebody, you feel happy. There's a patient, he is suffering, you go and help him. You treat him, you nurse him, you look after him. You feel happy. There is an orphan and hungry child. You feed him, you feel happy. So pleasure is related to senses. Happiness is related more to emotions or even intellectual. Now you move from happiness now to the next level. And the next level is joy, bliss. Bliss is something higher than happiness. This is Anand, what we call. This is Sukh. Here, it's not just the emotional or intellectual, but now you are entering into a spiritual domain. And this bliss is not coming from external sources. It is coming from within, because we are the very fountain of bliss. From the periphery, now we are moving to the center of our being. And we realize that each one of us is infinite source of fountain of bliss. So I move from happiness into territory of bliss or joy. And then the last, this is the fourth rung of happiness, what you call. It's the rapture or ecstasy. It's much, or we can say that bliss is the starting and rapture and ecstasy is the end. Rapture, ecstasy, you call it samadhi, they call it tari, kumari, different words. Buddha will call it nirvana, Mahavira will call it kaivalya, Zen will call it kensho, Kabir will call it surati, or Nanak even will call it surati. Christ will call it ecstasy or being one with the Father, or Christianity will call it beatitude. So the different religions have given different name to that higher stage of consciousness. It is something related to supersensuous bliss is here only. It's even higher than supersensuous bliss. Supersensuous bliss is any happiness which is coming without the help of senses. Senses are left behind. Now, my eyes are not seeing anything, my ears are not hearing anything, my tongue is not tasting anything, my body is not touching anything, and yet I feel I am not doing anything for anybody. Even it is not happiness, it is not pleasure. From pleasure I move into happiness, from happiness I move into joy. So here, this is a happiness which is bodiless, which is independent of any external source. And when you stay in this stage for a very long time, you enter into something which is known as ecstasy or rapture or beatitude. So this is a highest rung. So Baba is talking about cheerfulness, mudita. So Baba is saying, the question is, what is the thing that does service on its own? So the answer is cheerfulness. In fact, there are 4 words. They are known as Brahma Vihar. In the Buddhistic philosophy, Buddha had given 4 things. They are known as Brahma Vihar. Because Buddhistic philosophy doesn't believe in any god, but they do believe in Brahma. And they say that the highest stage of human consciousness is Brahma, and Brahma is somebody who is bestowed with 4 qualities. What are they? Maitri, that is friendliness. Second is Karuna, that is compassion. Third is Mudita, that is cheerfulness. And 4 is Upeksha or Samata or equanimity. So, these are the 4 levels where you enter once you begin the spiritual path. The first is the feeling of friendliness, metta bhav. This is known as metta bhavana or friendliness or Maitri or Mangal. Here you realize it is not about making friendship with X or B or A or B. It's not about friendship. Friendship is different, friendliness is different. For friendship, a person is needed. For friendliness, you don't need anybody. Here, it's a feeling where you realize that nobody is my enemy. I am friends with everyone. And I pray for everyone. There is a feeling of, but this is not about attachment. If I have an attachment to single person, I cannot become friend to everybody. If I say I love you, what does it mean? It means that my love is more towards you, but my love is less towards others. So this is a feeling where you feel a sense of gratitude. That's why Buddha is the only person in the world. There were two religions who existed at one time, Jainism and Buddhism. Why is it so that Jainism has got so small number of followers and Buddhism has got such a huge number of followers? There is a one basic difference. Buddha talked about this. Both religions are more of similar in the sense that they both talk about sannyasa. In that way, they are similar. But here, this is a new thing which Buddha introduced, that is known as metta bhavana. This metta bhavana, metta is a Pali word. It says that after meditation, you give the result of your meditation to the world. You distribute it. For example, you have done yoga. After yoga, now whatever power you have achieved from yoga, whatever punya you have achieved from yoga, the merit, you distribute to the world. And that's why every Buddhistic sadhana is followed by Mangal Bhavana, Mangal Kamna, Maitri Bhavana, or Mangal Maitri it is known as, different words. Maitri is friendliness, not friendship. So, after every meditation, for example, they sit in meditation, the monks sit in meditation, the sannyasis, the bhikshus sit in meditation, and after meditation, they spend 10 minutes in giving thankfulness to the world. So this was an entirely new thing which was introduced. So the first is this friendliness towards everyone. It is not about friendliness towards human being. It's about friendliness to animals. It's about friendliness to nature, friendliness even to the rock. It's in this way, Jainism and Buddhism are similar. It's a concept of non-violence. Non-violence means I don't exist. Anupasthiti. The other person should not feel my upasthiti, should not feel my presence, because if somebody feels my presence, that is also an hinsa. That is also violence. So I become in such a manner, I live in such a manner that my presence, my upasthiti is unfelt. That is the real and the highest definition of non-violence. So the first is friendliness. The second is compassion. Compassion for everyone. The heart is overflowing with compassion. It is known as infinite, ananta compassion. Ananta karuna. The heart is overflowing with so much compassion for each and everything, animate and inanimate objects. The third is mudita, and the cheerfulness will come on its own. Cheerfulness does not mean laughter. Cheerfulness does not mean giggling, that you are laughing all the time. It's not cheerfulness. A cheerful person may remain serious most of the time. So cheerfulness is not something which is you are showing on your face. Cheerfulness is inside cheerfulness. Cheerfulness, a Buddha is sitting. Now he is not laughing. Buddha is sitting in meditation. There's another thing, that laughing Buddha thing, but Buddha is serious. Somebody asked Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, why you are always serious? There is not a single picture in which Ambedkar is laughing or giggling or smiling. In fact, he is Bodhisattva, he is the real Buddha. He is thinking about world. His heart is full of karuna, compassion. And such a person cannot give way to laughter. They also say that Jesus Christ never laughed. But that does mean that he was never cheerful. He was always cheerful. There is an infinite joy within. There is an infinite joy of being with the Father. The Son is with the Father. He is combined with the Father. But there is not a single picture where Jesus Christ is laughing. He is smiling. He is serious. There is not a single picture where Mahavira is laughing. Not a single picture. So does that mean that these people are never cheerful? There is not a single picture where Guru Nanak is laughing. Is there? No. They are, in one way, some outside worldly person will say, look at these, they are always serious. They are not serious. Their cheerfulness is within. Their cheerfulness is the cheerfulness of having achieved that highest stage of bliss, happiness, ecstasy, joy. It's a Kumari, it's an intoxication which is within them. Naam Kumari Nanaka, chadi rahe din raat. It is not 1 moment or 2 minutes. It is not 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Din raat, it is always permanent. It's a permanent stage of spiritual intoxication. It's a permanent stage of spiritual intoxication where Christ is there. It's a permanent stage where Brahma Baba is there. These are the beings of highest consciousness. So they are in that intoxication. Is there any feature? In last 6 months of Brahma Baba, was he laughing? Ever? Or smiling? Or joking? No. This is a stage of seriousness, but this is real cheerfulness. This is the real stage of mudita. This is the real stage of Harshit Mukta. Because Harshit Mukta has nothing to do with these lips. It has to do with internal lips. It's an internal smile. It's an intrinsic smile. And the fourth is upeksha or samata or equanimity, where you remain stable. Happiness, unhappiness, sorrow in life, whatever conditions are coming in life, but you remain in the stage of samata. Samata means equitable stage, equanimous stage of the mind. Upeksha. So in this stage, you remain unaffected. Whether there are mosquitoes, it is something very much similar to Sakshi. It is stage where you have no complaints. It's a stage again which is full of gratitude. You have a small room, you have a big room. You remain stable. It's shown in the life of Vivekananda. Sometimes people are welcoming him. They are saying, oh, you are such a great saint, please come to our village. And there are elephants and he is made to sit on the elephants. And there is a great procession which is going on. And garlands are being put on his, he is being garlanded. And some places people are saying, look at him, he is a Chandala. He is coming, see, young man is not doing any work. Simply begging. He should work, no? He is a young man, unemployed. And he is earning without, he is just begging. He is feeding on all others, grihastis. Young people should work hard and earn money. He is lazy man. So this is one group of people. They say in spite of being young, he is just begging. These are beggars or careless. These are useless people of the world. What good they are going to do? These are kamchor. So that is one group of people. Another, after the death of Sri Ramakrishna, they were at a loss. They were about 16 to 18 sannyasis, young boys, who were initiated by Ramakrishna, and they did not know what to do now, because the master died. Now what to do? So they all went and sat in the one monastery, mutt, a very old building, and they started doing sadhana there. All the people who were around, they used to abuse them. See these young people, what are they doing? They used to get up at 3 o'clock, sit in meditation, do bhajan, and read scriptures, Upanishads, but none of them was working. None of them was working. So people again were against them. Just immediately after the death of Ramakrishna, their master had gone, and they all were given sannyasa. But what to do with sannyasa, they did not know. So people were always opposing. So Samatha Upeksha says, let what the world says. You remain stable. You remain in your powerful stage. Gita calls it Sthitapragya Yogi. Gita calls it Sthitapragya Yogi. The stage where you are stable. You are no more affected by atmosphere. Now it is hot. Sometime back it was cold. You have no business with it. Now the water, now the atmosphere, the sun is scorching heat of the sun. Sometime back it was freezing, chilling, cold. Unaffected. Your Purusharth remains same. So whether it is happiness or unhappiness, whether it is sorrow, pleasure, no matter what life is bringing from outside, you remain stable all the time. This is known as Samatha or Upeksha. So all these four things. So Baba says, cheerfulness. Cheerfulness means when all the four things are within you, Brahma Vihara. This stage. This is the real cheerfulness. When you get situated in this, such a person need not to catch somebody and give 7-day courses. His presence itself is a course. He is the living 7-day course. Mobile 7-day course. The Mama is like this. Even Brahma, whom he gave 7-day course? None. He did not give any 7-day course. This is this, this is this, this is this, this is this, this is this. In fact, there was no such formulation of any course that time. It was all formed later on. It was all by your face, your dharnas, your stage, your deep internal contemplation, your internal smile. So this is the stage of highest consciousness. So you move from pleasure to happiness, from happiness to bliss, from bliss to ecstasy. Om Shanti.